Look into my eyes.
All right. Action. Because I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. So I'm already off the grid, to quote Nick Nolte
You are off the
from
grid.
Tropic Thunder.
How
off the grid.
So how long have you been off of Facebook? Because
Since I'm 2017, I moved into my place and I quit Facebook.
just like
I quit Twitter. I quit
Just
everything
like that.
beforehand and cold turkey.
yeah.
And I'm not looking back because I see how everything's gone.
2017?
2017.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Like it you didn't quit cold turkey. You were like you started the disconnect a long time ago.
Well, I started deleting all my. I deleted a lot of off the internet.
Well, we like to think you deleted off.
Well,
the internet.
I attempted to remove.
Attempted to remove.
It's still on a server somewhere in North Carolina. You know?
Facebook still has all of your photos. Facebook still has all of your comments.
Facebook, a Delaware company.
Facebook, where the metaverse exists now.
Yes, because you know, poor people can afford VR goggles. that's the
Oh.
biggest plot hole in that Ready Player One movie. It's like these people living in stacked trailer parks can afford VR goggles.
I'm happy that you saw it because I did not.
Oh,
see
I didn't
it.
see it. I just know everything about it because it's not hard to figure out.
Yeah, no.
It's a positive matrix.
It's
They go into the VR world.
by choice.
And he meets this girl who was afraid to show her face because she has a scar face, but it's Hollywood, so she's already hot. Yeah, they just put a little birthmark on her face.
Is that what's considered ugly in Hollywood?
The whole the book apparently is all just 80s nostalgia. Like you win the grand prize by quoting John Hughes movies, and like these kids in the future don't know who John Hughes is.
John Hughes is the one that was "Don't you forget
Yeah, he
about
wrote
me."
Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Home Alone, all that stuff. Uncle
it's
Buck,
Fire on Elm Street,
St. Elmo's Fire.
St. Elmo's Fire.
You're combining. Yes, Freddy Krueger was killing John Cryer and Rob Lowe
Rob Lowe was in that movie.
in St. Elmo's Fire. Yes, I want to talk about Wet Hot American Summer with you. It's a great show. Great movie.
The great movie, and then they did the reboot.
Yes. All right. The conceit of the Wet Hot American Summer TV show, if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Wet Hot
But-
American Summer was a movie that came out in 2001.
Yeah.
It was a parody of camp movies. You know,
Yeah.
it was a slow burn too because it started off normal and then slowly getting more weird. Like there's a scene where they come back from the town and then one character says, "Hey, wait up, guys!" and they all just run and they're staring at a wall. It's like the Blair Witch. That's the joke. David Wayne, who also made Role Models.
I remember. Yeah, Stifler was in the Role Models.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Wet Hot American Summer, the conceit of the movie, it was the last day of camp. And 15, 20 years later, when they made the TV show, they said, "Okay, we're all fat and old now. Let's make the first day of camp."
And
They explained things like where the talking peas and carrots come from, what happened to Molly Shannon's character, Stabler from SVU's in it as the cook.
I think what they really did was that we're going to intentionally do this terribly, and that's the joke.
And it got even better in the second season. The second season was supposed to be a 10-year reunion for that summer vacation, right? Set in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And Bradley Cooper's character didn't come back because Bradley Cooper didn't want to do it. So they replaced him with Adam Scott from
Parks and Rec.
and they just said he got a nose job. That was the joke. Great show. Great
Smart.
show.
It's
Love
smart.
it. Back in the day, I used to think that I was an immature adult because I was still into like comic books and cartoons.
Right.
Now I realize I'm one of the sane ones. Because these people need adult summer camps. They need puppies in a safe space so they don't, whenever.
I forgot about that. Yale did that.
Yeah, I mean, Yale, literally, Yale, New Haven, Connecticut.
God, yeah.
A student told a teacher whose audacity of his wife sending an email about Halloween costumes being okay. They were talking to her husband in the quad, and he was saying, "Well, what's the problem? It's just everyone has their free speech." Blah, blah, blah. He was very calm. He's a Greek man, Christakis, I think his name was, and a definitely someone who got in, on a
Yeah.
favor.
Yeah.
Started yelling at him like, "This is not an intellectual space. It's about creating a home here."
I'm
And I'm like, if
like-
you want to have a home in New Haven, good luck.
Oh no! It's not good luck. All
Get
right?
plugged
It's-
full of
it's-
holes.
Listen, if you want to put in the time to fix up the place and then deal with the outside, it makes the value of the area look nice.
There's a cycle. It's like, all right, place gets run down, artists start moving in, then art investors start moving in, and then their rich children start moving in. That's gentrification because it raises the rents
I can't help but feel that
and
there's
then
like
kicks out all the people that made it interesting.
I can't help but feel that we've got like a concept here because like
I
it's
mean,
like it's like
it's
like
happened
no
multiple times in New York. I mean,
Well-
think
well-
Greenwich Village back in the '60s was where all the artists lived.
Yeah,
50s,
yeah.
60s, and then this new
Great
Bob
scene.
Dylan got popular, so all the kids started moving down there.
Yes,
and then they
yes.
started moving to this neighborhood, and that neighborhood. More recently, Brooklyn.
Yeah, no.
In the
Brooklyn's
past
like
20
on
or
the-
30
on
years,
the up and
Brooklyn
up.
was like a lower end neighborhood. There was Jews, there was Italians, there was Puerto Rican neighborhoods, there was all this stuff. And then the hipsters moved in, and now none of those people can afford even a sandwich.
So fun fact, Joe, and this is something that's important to me. Where did the hipsters go?
Where have all the hipsters gone?
No, for real. Like I can't help but feel that like they were a big like focal
Hipsters-
point in society. Hold on, and then they just poofed away.
Much like a Pokemon, they evolved to the next form of being. They moved into low-level political jobs and working as diversity officers at corporations like Coca-Cola and Walt Disney Corporation, all those.
Yeah.
They got rid of the facial piercings, but they kept the stick and poke tattoos.
I can't see that's the other thing that's also been normalized. Neck tattoos.
Yes.
Like for the longest time, you couldn't get a neck tattoo.
Listen,
Neck tattoo was not a good thing.
Some people looks good on. If you have like a cranish neck, a longer neck, sure. If you're skinny like hardcore dude who wants veganism is hardcore or something on there, fine, it looks okay. But Sally down the street who just got into gender studies, getting a neck tattoo and getting teardrops and all that stuff. Isn't that cultural appropriation? The teardrops
Like
from prison culture.
It's a commitment that I'm not gonna make. Let's put it that way.
Listen,
That's the way I
laser
look
tattoo
at it.
removal exists for the rich, not for the poor. I'm here to tell you about all the bad things the rich do. I mean, there's this Louis C.K. bit on Opie and Anthony that I listen to all the time where he says it's called Louis C.K. Complains About Capitalism or something. And it's basically him saying all the problems that we're seeing with social cohesion aren't really the company's fault. They're just the ones kicking the ball down the hill. It's the people who are doing it. Like Walmart isn't destroying small businesses. People are destroying those small businesses by saying a 13 cents less on a mop. So that guy whose business has been in his family for 40 years. I mean, I saw Fall Out Boy in 2003 when I was a kid.
Dude.
At the House of Blues in Orlando, Florida.
I
And they opened up for I forget, it's some MXPX, some other of the time pop punk band. And then I saw them again in like 04, 05, I think, around then, and it was a stacked lineup. It was a stacked lineup.
Well, who was on the lineup?
It was from first to last with singer Skrillex before.
Oh yes,
before he was
yes.
Skrillex.
He got some street cred.
The
He's
All
got
American Rejects, Hawthorne Heights, and Fall Out Boy. And guess what? Don't miss it at all. I have no nostalgia for that era of music. There's a couple like Victory Records emo bands.
Yeah.
Like the first two, like I talked about those first two Taking Back Sunday records I like.
Yeah.
The self-titled Bayside record I like. Other than that, I really don't give a I don't feel any nostalgia for that era like everyone else does from our age group. Eddie and I grew up on Guitar Player magazine.
Yes, we grew up on Guitar Player magazine.
I remember
and-
this one with Mick Thompson from Slipknot where he talked about wanting to a perfect cylinder. I'm like, why are you talking about this? What is this a waste of ink or what?
No, actually, I enjoy that thought. That's the kind of thought process we need nowadays. Like
Mick Thompson.
Mick Thompson.
I tried really hard to make Eddie do some good jokes about Lulu because that's the most interesting thing they've done in their career.
Interesting is the right word.
Yes,
Interesting
because
is
Lou
the right
Reed
word.
Lou Reed always gets the artsy designation when all he does is do straightforward garage rock stuff. But let's be fair. The Velvet Underground, after the violin player left, was just garage rock. The violin player doing ambient stuff on top of it was really what gave it the artsy. Like, it was the first album, Velvet Underground and Nico, that gave them that designation. But you listen to all of it, it's either depressing ballads or garage rock, EAD or EAB songs,
There's nothing wrong
And
with that.
I know there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying Lou Reed has the appearance of artsy
Right.
when really he's just a rock and roll guy. which I'll cut my legs and tits off when I think of Boris Karloff and Kinski. the first line of Lulu.
Yeah, and that's why I think I'm just gonna keep far away from that record.
Listen to it again. Lulu would have been better if it was recorded lo-fi. I'll say it. It's the mixture of Metallica's modern day high fidelity recording and Lou Reed's lo-fi approach that doesn't mesh, in my opinion.
Remember that time we did that open mic night over at my university?
I was doing my ambient noise solo guitar piece. Music.
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of the shit I was just doing it. I was improvising when I recorded it, and then I relearned it later. I was just trying to get something out. I was just trying to get. I had a desire to make something.
You were trying.
Yeah, but most people didn't like it, so I don't blame them. The funny thing was, I was doing my stuff, and then I gave him.
Oh my God!
Some Allen Ginsberg poem book that I bought at a used bookstore, and he was like confused as he was reading it, like what? What? Because Ginsberg was a member of NAMBLA, by the way. Bring it all back to.
All I know was I was looking through this and I was just like, I beat the officer to death, and I was like, "What? Can I say this right now?"
Yeah, they said worse. I wish Will Smith would still do a rap song. Like, imagine the Suicide Squad Will Smith rap song.
I don't want to imagine the Suicide
What
Squad
classic R&B
rap
song would be sampled?
I mean, ooh.
I mean, they already did the Men in Black was some. It was
yes, that one. That was sampled. Here comes the Men in Black. Yeah, I would say
There's a lot of
He would try and do Lou Rawls kind of. No, it'd have to be fast.
Lou
Rawls. You'll never find
as long as we live another Suicide Squad
like
us.
All right, like that's the one.
Got the Joker's girlfriend.
Margot Robbie is amazing.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
Margot Robbie
guess what?
is beautiful.
Out of her 3 appearances as Harley Quinn, only one was good. She's a genuinely good actor.
Oh yeah,
and she's a beautiful woman.
Very beautiful.
But the scripts suck.
Except for the last.
Except for the James
Squad.
Gunn movie, which his Peacemaker show sucks. Which is funny because he hasn't made a bad movie. He hasn't made a bad thing in his entire career, in my opinion, until that. But yeah. Shout out to the Cinema Snob. I still watch you. You're good. Everyone else, f*** off. Because he's just doing the same show he's always done.
I do not like nostalgia. I think it's a
Cinema
trap.
Cinema Snob is a great channel.
Which one was Cinema Snob?
He's a bald guy. He has a goatee. He basically, his original conceit was, I'm going to review like exploitation movies and softcore as a Roger Ebert type cinema reviewer. Like this isn't Pierre, this guy. That kind of
He's doing the world a favor. All right.
Of all the Channel Awesome people, he's the only one I still watch because it's funny. It's the same formula as before, but it's still funny. Nostalgia Critic, you rewatch the old ones, and like, why did I ever think this was funny?
No, I like.
Oh, it's wacky noises. It's he's pretending to be like Daffy Duck.
You watch way too much TV, Joe.
I have too much free time. JD looks at the camera. I want to know what America thinks. It's a Marigot. And it's a guy who made his soup for him.
All right. I got to subscribe.
Yeah. You subscribe to the Call Me Eddie show, too.